What's up, everybody?
What's up, guys?
So Jackie and I are chilling out by our fire. Gonna throw a steak or two on the grill. Jackie's on prep, so she's limited to just filet for right now. She doesn't get to have a nice fatty steak like I'm going to have,
Even though I'd be choosing filet
even
anyways.
though she always does filet anyhow. But so we're just relaxing. It's beautiful out. Got the lake over to our side here, little patio, nice little grill I built so I can meal prep a ton of food. It's literally like I'll show you in the video there, like a 3 by 6 foot grill. So it's pretty big and very useful, and it's just relaxing. But we have some questions that we put up on our Instagram. Well, we asked for some questions for a Q&A that some people want to ask about. Basically, looks like stuff like couple questions, training questions, a couple other different scenarios, some basic questions. So we're just going to run through them and kind of answer them off the top of my head. And for the record, non-alcoholic beer. I'm going to be on prep in a couple of weeks, so I'm enjoying a non-alcoholic beer. It's been a long time.
Yes.
And it was a long day of work. But, all right.
I have my sugar-free Coke here.
Coke Zero is
Yeah, Coke
king.
Zero. Need that shit on prep.
All right. First question. This one's actually pretty easy to answer. So, first question from our buddy Nick. Do you eat before the gym?
Absolutely.
You want to start with how you're? Want to start with that one?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely. Sorry, I dropped something. It's definitely important to eat before the gym. You need to fuel your body before you're gonna go in and lift. If you don't eat, I mean, it's pretty pointless. And how are you gonna fuel your body? How are you gonna get the energy to, push the weight? So.
Right. Yeah. So we definitely eat before the gym. The only thing that we both of us kind of keep out of our pre-workout meal and our post-workout is we really don't do any added fats around that peri window. But yeah, we do eat, obviously protein source, so we can kind of recover. We have all those amino acids in our system while we're training, while the nutrients are being taken up into the muscle. We also have carbohydrates, which give us force production in the form of glycogen, actually filling out the muscle and loading that, giving us actual energy direct for the muscle itself. That would be your carbohydrate source. And our body will just have a great time soaking in that energy. And then after training, we do the same. We keep fats pretty much non-existent. And we get protein in and carbs. I mean, it changes how much we eat depending on our goal. I wouldn't say it's pointless not to eat, but for our purpose, it is. Maybe for a scenario if you're not weight training, and I guess if you're doing like cardio.
Yeah, fasted cardio is the only thing I can think of.
Or maybe some sort of conditioning to burn fat. That would make sense, but it is fuel for the body, and we do want to use that to our advantage where our body's sensitive. It can take in nutrients. We're eating all day. This is our chance to take the food from our blood, the glucose and aminos, and shuttle them into the muscle. So yeah, Nick, it's important in finding what works for you in forms of digestion, what's not going to make you, give you acid reflux while you're working out. All those things you kind of learn over time. So it's not just eat anything, eat what works best for you, what digests well, and plenty of it.
You want to get the most out of it, so optimize what you're taking in.
Yep, absolutely. All right, next one. From our friend Jonathan. When is the couple's photo shoot? We actually talked about that a while back, about kind of how to do that between our shows, because Jackie's competing in July, so she's got 5 weeks or a little under 5 weeks left. I won't be competing until October, so she'll still be lean when I'm getting lean. So maybe we'll do something towards the fall, but we have talked about that.
I'm up for it all the time. It's just getting him to actually follow through with it. So.
Well, finding time. I never, unless it's like winter, which is not ideal for great photography unless we're in a studio. I never really have time, and I'm usually not in shape in the winter.
Yeah.
So, nonetheless, we're gonna plan on doing that. Have to be around my workout. I mean, around my when I'm a little more presentable. But yeah, Jonathan, we're going to plan on doing that. I'd love to incorporate my car and my beautiful wife in a bikini in front of my car, in front of my beautiful house, would be ideal. But yeah, I think we could do something couple-wise, maybe working out in something a little more artsy, or we'll figure it out. When that happens, we'll have plenty of video to show everybody.
There's so many different ideas to do, and my photographer, he brings this up quite often. I mean, there's so many different things that we can do. He's very, what's the word I'm looking for? He comes up with tons of different inspiration.
Yeah, he's very
all the time.
creative. He's got an eye for it. He's done it so long, and Jonathan he's good at knowing what, someone like Jackie wants out of her photo shoot. So, yeah, we'll have fun with that. That sounds good. I'll go to that one after. Question from Instagram, Haram Singh. Should I get a coach even if I'm vegetarian? Will I reach my goals? Do you want to start, or you want me to start?
You
that
can
one?
start that. I'm
So,
fine.
I don't mean to sound rude with this, buddy, but the fact that you're asking, do I need a coach, kind of indicates that you're not so confident in what you're doing on your own. So it is necessary in my mind for you to kind of go through the trial and error period as you're younger, learning what kind of things you enjoy with the gym, why why you're there is extremely important. That's stuff we talk about with our teammates at Blue Collar Bodybuilding, the people we coach, is why are you here? But even if you're a vegetarian, on that side of the coin, of course you can achieve your goals. It just makes it a little bit more difficult if you're talking bodybuilding. And that's where a coach can come into play to help you. People look at coaches and think they're expensive, but in reality, if you hire a coach, you're going to save money on the back end. All those hundreds of dollars of supplements you buy every month that are probably not right for you, your coach is going to educate you on what you need and what you don't need. They're going to make it so you're not wasting time paying for fancy exercises and routines that you don't need. And time is money. So if your coach is able to save you time and get you progress quicker, yeah, it's a wise decision. And last thing I'll say before I let Jackie pipe in on it is the vegetarian part. The only downside is so you can get your fats and you can get your carbohydrates from vegetarian sources, of course, but not having animal-based protein leaves you with a kind of a difficulty getting all of the essential amino acids you need to grow muscle and even recover and just be optimal. You do need those nutrients. Essential aminos are essential to the body. You have to have them. Branch chain amino acids, your body can make those and synthesize them themselves. So yeah, you can. You're just going to have that one problem that every vegetarian has in the bodybuilding world is how can I get enough protein? How can I get it to absorb properly? Because it's not the best absorption rate on vegetarian protein like pea protein. So yeah, you're just going to have a little tough time meeting those requirements that you need to succeed. But I wouldn't be discouraged. Effort is king. So yeah, definitely find out what works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you hit the nail on the head with that one. I don't have too much else to say, but when it comes to hiring a coach, I mean, that's what's going to hold you accountable to your goals as well. And I mean, you're just going to learn more. Like take in all the knowledge you possibly can when you do hire a coach, because obviously they're a coach for a reason. They have been through their own trial and error, and they have the experience and they have the knowledge because they've done all the research in the past and everything. So I'm 100% on board of hiring a coach. I wish I did it sooner, put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with us being coaches ourselves, I think that for the longest time we just wanted to do it on our own. It was more of a pride thing.
Yeah.
So then when we sucked it up and finally went forward with a coach, it honestly took us leaps and bounds into our goals. And we've learned a lot, and we take a lot of our own coaches' philosophies of what we, take in and carry those philosophies on with our own coaching as well.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's a great opportunity for you to learn. Coaches are there to teach. They're not there to control. They're there to guide. And they'll help you be critical of yourself because it's difficult to be critical of yourself. They can help explain that in a way that it's just a little more appetizing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not like you have to be a competitive physique
No.
competitor to have a coach. We do lifestyle clients ourselves, and you learn a lot just in everyday life and basic nutrition to carry all that with you going forward into your journey.
For sure. All right, next question. Let's see. What do you guys do? So our buddy Pete, what do you guys do for date night and preps? Date nights in prep.
So that's kind of a tricky one to a point. Put it this way, if it has to do with anything with food, you're just not consuming any food that when you go out on a date. So you have to choose wisely with your dates. So, things like a movie theater. If it's nice out, go mini golfing or just, outdoor stuff in general. I mean, Dave and I, this is when he actually whipped up this fire pit, was when we both were on prep. And being out here is probably our biggest date night thing that we do when we're on prep, because we just love enjoying nature and looking out at the water, smoking a joint, and just chit-chatting and catching up. But if we actually go out and do something, we like to take the car out. We like to hit up coffee shops. Coffee shops is a good one because you can get yourself a strong coffee. You just can't be putting the additives in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what would you add for date night?
I guess it also comes down to also, like, her and I were on prep this last time together, so that made it easy because she was restricted to what she could eat as well as me. No different. We were doing the same shows, so it wasn't like we couldn't understand or cope with each other's scenario. But so there's that, and then if one of you are on prep and the
Which
other
is
one
like now.
doesn't, which is like this scenario, dinner tonight. So it's Saturday night. We're doing things like staying at home, having a fire, just enjoying each other's company and soaking things in. So you can do anything you want. You just have to consider that you committed to a goal that is more than just one night, one date night. You made a commitment to a show that requires months of preparation, and it's your results that you're playing with. So you can have any kind of date night you want. You just have to consider, if I'm going out to dinner, you're going to have to pack your own meal and look like the weirdo at a restaurant eating a home-cooked meal. Or if you're going out for friends, get-together, make sure you have your food. Don't be skipping out on it. You can still have all the fun, all the capabilities of a date night. You just got to get creative. So we kind of like just taking off in the car, hanging out here, or just, a good coffee shop on a Sunday morning just sets us up for the day.
The other side of the coin is you have to make sure that you are prioritizing yourself before this type of stuff. So, because you're not going to have as much energy as you normally would, and you just can't put yourself in any, negative, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, you don't want to put yourself in a stressful situation.
Get stressed up and stuff like that. You just need to keep that negative energy down. So, very low-key stuff, people.
All right. Next question. We got two more from our buddy Pete. This one's a good one. So, how do you handle hunger from a prep to a bulk?
Handling hunger.
I'm sorry, from a bulk to prepping. How do you handle the hunger from going from your bulk right into a prep?
Well, I mean, typically when you are in a grow season, sometimes the food is a little overwhelming sometimes. So it's actually a nice little break for a few weeks. And then the hunger will start to kick in a little bit more after the few weeks is over and you're kind of getting deeper into prep. So, I mean, if I'm really dealing with hunger, I'll just cut up cucumbers and down some cucumbers. Anything that's 0 calorie, hence why the 0 sugar, Coke Zero, whatever, is what I have, because the carbonation helps keep me satisfied a little bit longer in between meals. There's lots of hacks you can do.
Yeah. One is you could literally Crystal Light and just make a slushie with some ice cubes in the blender.
protein ice cream.
Yeah, so get creative with your meals. If you have the ability on prep to pick your own food sources, select from what your coach allows you to pick from that list, but get creative. If we're allowed protein powder and almond milk, her and I would mix that together, freeze it, and put it in the Ninja Creamy and have an ice cream. It's the same ingredients, it's just now it's frozen. Stuff like protein powder and egg whites.
Yeah, a protein pancake.
Protein pancakes.
Yeah.
You can use some, sugar-free sweeteners. You just got to be wise that they're not going to mess up your digestion.
Yeah, that digestion, and then also, sweeteners can mess with you mentally, so it can actually get you to crave sugar more. So if you're one of those people, then you're not going to want to do that. That doesn't bother me at all, so I can add that in as much as I want.
And the real answer is discipline.
Yep.
You shouldn't be you're going to get hungry on prep, but you shouldn't be in a position where you're so hungry that you're willing to throw everything out the window for a Snickers bar. That's why you have a coach and you talk to them and you develop a solution. So, like myself, one thing I do is if I can't lower food and we need to create a bigger deficit, I might just add cardio or talk to my coach about not taking food away, but adding more energy expenditure. That's a good trick. But discipline. You made a commitment to get lean, to get show presentable. Some of it you're going to have to suck it up. Water's key. Drink plenty of water, and that can help curb appetite. Caffeine helps curb appetite.
Yep.
But there is a level of just suck it up and deal with it. And you're going to have to find where that line is for you. And you'll get better at it every prep, but staying lean in the off season as well helps not have to drop 50 pounds to make a show.
Yeah, exactly.
So
then your metabolism is built up as well, and you can handle more food going into a prep, so you're more satisfied. But just suck it up. I mean, it's actually pretty normal if you're going to be in the corner or on the floor friggin' crying saying you want food, and you have to suck it up.
Yeah, you're in a show prep. Get your mind straight too. Get your mindset correct. You're not in Ethiopia where you're lucky to get a glass of water and maybe your next piece of bread. We eat 6 meals a day.
Yeah.
You're gonna get plenty of food. It's only 2 hours, 3 hours around the corner is your next meal. Suck it up. You'll be okay. I promise you. You just need to get through that initial pain and struggle of it, and then you'll realize it's very manageable to a point.
Mm-hmm.
If it was easy, we'd all be stage ready 24/7.
Exactly.
Next one, Thaskins asks, what is your PED protocol from prep versus off season? So PED protocol, so you really, in my opinion, you look at PED use as what's needed, what is the goal, and you apply the right tool for the goal. So in off season, I'm not going to give really dosages and stuff because what I do or someone else does may be higher or lower. It's really person dependent. So if you're looking to find out what I take dosage wise, I'll give you some ranges, but I just want to make sure I suggest that if you replicate what I do, doesn't mean you'll become me. If I replicate what Ronnie Coleman does, I'm not going to be Ronnie Coleman. But prep time is a little bit more of a higher drug load in my scenario.
In most cases.
Yeah, in most cases for most people. But again, it's on what's needed. So, I'll use testosterone and primobolan mainly as my main compounds. They're going to help retain muscle. They're going to help me get gym performance. The DHT derivative will kind of help manage my estrogen throughout that scenario. And then as we get closer to prep, you might be adding in a little Anavar or Winstrol for some hardening effect, also further your gym performance when energy is low. A little bit of Trenbolone. I'm one that doesn't react very well with Tren. I hate everything about it. I do love the way my body looks on it, but I hate every other thing. I'm grumpy, I'm miserable, it's depressing, it's anxiety ridden, it is not a drug to fuck with. Something like that, you might not believe me, but 20 milligrams a day is my max. I'm talking 140 mgs a week. That's it.
And that's only on when you're in prep.
That's only in prep.
When you're close to a show.
Maybe 8 to 10 weeks out, probably 8 weeks out going into the show, we're going to do that. and a little bit of growth hormone to help with fat loss. And then you get the ancillary things like anti-estrogen drugs that'll help dry you out and give you that grainy, hard look. But that's really about it. Tests, primobolan are always going to be in there for me. And then stuff as we get closer to show, a little tren and a little bit of oral compounds like Anavar or Winstrol. And then the fat burners, we run like an ECY stack, or I do. I know you tried some different fat burners in the past. It's person dependent.
Yeah, because people can react differently. Such as cleanse. Some people can't take cleanse simply
Sure.
because their heart beats out of their chest too much and it gives them more anxiety. Some people, like me, I'm totally fine on cleanse. And then what about off season? I mean, off season is actually when you're off a lot of stuff in general. So, I mean, for a woman, honestly, like, and this obviously just goes person to person, but like, just running GH and some testosterone, I mean, that's really all you need. I don't even run that half the time. It's usually just growth hormone year round.
Yeah, testosterone would really be more of a hormonal therapy for a woman. It's not going to be an anabolic drug like men are going to use. But for myself, off season again is where I get the opportunity to kind of use less different drugs and just stick with like testosterone. Like right now, my off season at the end, I got up to like just over a gram of test, just under a gram of primo. I think it was 1250 and 900, and my growth hormone got high and a little bit of insulin, and that's it. For most of you, if you haven't, if you're new to this, test first is always great. But if you're still in the beginning stages, I don't see anyone needing more than a little testosterone and maybe a primobolan or mastron and growth and insulin. Test growth and insulin as needed. You're going to grow if you're eating properly. So, but you also have times where you're off TRT. You're just you have to understand that your body's not a machine. It needs its rest as well.
Yeah.
So.
Men's is much more intricate than women. Women's doses are so extremely small, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
But first of all, people, I just want to say it to you. Do not be jumping on PEDs without,
Blood work and coaching.
Blood work and coaching. I mean, blood work is so, so crucial.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. We got, I think, just one more. I got two more. So, favorite couples training session.
Oh man.
You got any of that?
Back day. I like
I'm
back
trying to think
day
of a
with you.
specific time that sticks out in my head. Oh. So a lot of times Jackie and I don't get to train together. Sometimes we can be more relaxed. Like if she has a pull day and I have a pull day, I might be able to overlap a few of my row movements with her and work together, but some of my other movements are totally different in her and back and forth. So sometimes we get to have fun and once in a while lift completely together, the same routine. But we have different needs and different training needs and we stick to that. But I do have one memory. I have one good training session that I remember off the top of my head, and this is when Empire first got that pendulum squat, the Arsenal pendulum squat. I remember her and it was quad day, and we decided to lift together, and what I remember is her and I were not in the mood to start burying each other, but it turned into a scenario where we literally just pushed each other to complete brink of failure. And I have pictures. I'll probably put them up on the screen. I should have them still. I have pictures of us laying on the tarp, and Jackie looks exhausted on the tarp. I'm laying down half dead on the turf. And she's taking a picture of me, and I'm just flicking off the camera.
Yeah.
And then I do the same to her when she's buried, and she's just flicking off the camera. But you can just see it. We completely buried each other.
Yeah, that was
squat.
like 2 years ago. That was 2 summers ago.
I think and I think after the pendulum or before the pendulum, like we literally did like all out 20 rep sets. But I remember, and I think I have a video of it. I'm not going to bother putting it up, but I do know that was on one of our leg days that we were doing the leg press for like 20 rep sets for like 3 sets at our top weight. And then we decided on our last set to do 20 reps, drop set, 20 reps, drop set, and then 20 reps and be done. And we were fucking dead.
Yeah.
I think Jackie literally had like 6 or 7 plates on each side, did 20 reps, drop 2 plates, 20 reps, drop 2 plates, 20 reps. And
Yeah,
I
and
had to peel her out of the leg press.
Yeah, and when we're doing that, on the eccentric, we're really going slow. Like, we're
Yeah.
loading the muscle.
Yeah.
We're not fucking around.
So I'd say that one sticks out. And then other than that, just I have a lot of good memories of some of my favorite sessions is just going through our first prep together.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing each other's face light up when we see a new line, a new cut, a new vein, and something else popping up, and we really started all coming together, and that was fun.
Yeah, I know. I really like that when we see certain things in our physique that we can show each other and we both get excited
Yeah.
for each other. Because, like, if you show that to somebody that has no idea how intricate this bodybuilding is, you know, people look at you kind of weird. But hey, we like it. It's
Yeah.
how we roll.
So last question we got here for this episode is, what's the most effective way to train as a couple?
Most effective way.
I'll start with this one. So I don't want to sound rude or burst your bubble, but there isn't. So unless you both have the exact same training needs with the exact same movements and the exact same ability to recover and intensity is matched day in and day out, you can't really train as a couple optimally. You can,
Yeah.
but you're taking away from what you can truly get at the end of the day. So that's not to discourage it, because we have many of times in videos of us on this channel where we are literally training side by side.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to take the time and tailor it so Dave's getting what he needs out of the workout and Jackie's getting what she needs out of the workout. And so you have to know who you are when you're asking that question, what kind of couple you are. Are you guys just dilly-dallying in the gym, or are you actually pushing each other? And I'm not trying to sound cocky, but there's not many Jackie and Daves that train like we train together. And Jackie will bury me if she knows I'm being a bitch. She will tell me, you need to start, like, what's your deal? And I have no problem doing the other way around, telling her, you're just not with it today, and this is waste.
You get me to refocus.
Yeah.
You
And,
know, because I definitely have days where you're not totally in it. You're not totally zoned in.
So you can train as a couple and help one another. You just might have to realize you're most likely never going to have the same training split together. When you get the opportunity, do maybe on, again, like a leg day, you get to share the leg press together and your belt squat. That's awesome. Enjoy those moments, but don't take away from your individual needs and goals just to tailor with hanging around with your girl or wife at the gym. And when you get serious about it, you'll realize that just makes so much sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And plus, both your goals are not going to be the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's different if maybe, like, you know, once a month you guys are like, hey, let's just go in and let's just go do what we feel like doing together and just push each
Totally.
other. That's different. But on
Yeah.
a regular basis, no, it's not effective. It can't be really effective. It's not beneficial.
So just be wise about it. Approach it with common sense. You know, if she's in prep and I'm in full grow season, how is our training ever going to match up to be the same? But I might realize that I do need to train with her to help push her in that scenario. Or if I was in prep, she'll have the time to say, this is grow season. I can sacrifice a bit of my time now to help him. So just be wise about it, and you can enjoy it. Just realize it's sacrifice. Sometimes you're not going to be able to train together for weeks or days
Right.
or longer, and that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
But
Always prioritize yourself.
yeah, you're there for a moment. I mean, you're there for only a certain amount of time. We go home together. We even jump in the shower together. We make sure I wash her back, she wash mine. I mean, we're spending so much time together.
I even have a sign in the bathroom. Says shower together,
It
save
saves
water.
So if you need to sacrifice from your training to train with your couple, I think you're looking at it incorrectly. I think there's just a balance where you could both be happy and get what you need and still enjoy your time in the gym together.
Yep.
So just remember, you know, it's just what it is, you know. But that's all I got for questions for now. I wanted to keep this short and sweet. Hopefully-
You guys out there listening, definitely send questions our way. Like, more in detail ones too, about anything really.
Yeah.
So, but we felt like these ones were decent.
Yep.
We hope that you guys can step it up a little bit with the questions.
Fireside chats with Blue Collar Bodybuilding. Let's get more of these.
We like
All
it.
right. Like and subscribe. Love you guys. We'll see you soon.
Time to chill. Later, guys.